Good morning, everybody. I just realized I had not hit the button. Good morning. Today is Thursday, day after hump day. So today's topic, before I even kind of really jump on it in, is about being intentional. Being intentional. So the question that I was just asking is, how many of us did our good mornings, know what your day is going to be like? It's planned out. You know what it is. You know who you're talking to. You know when you're inputting. You know when you're outputting. Do you know what's in your e-suite? So if you don't, you should. And I'll say, if you come into the trainings from this point forward, because remember yesterday, I was telling you all how we are really in the position right now where we are developing, I am developing Entrepreneur Institute. And in developing Entrepreneur Institute, I'm teaching the things that are going to make someone successful to be able to get them to a 7-figure income. So every morning pre us starting, that's what we're going to talk about. In being intentional, you have to be intentional. So in order to get you to that point, in order to get you to that level, these are the things that I'm going to do as a check-in. Have we checked in with our people? Do we have our in and out time, your input and your output time? Have you checked your e-suite? Are you on pace to retain? Are you on pace to promote? Do you know how many people in your downline right now are fighting for promotions? Do you know how many people right now are boxed in? Do you know how many are not boxed in? That is what today's level of training is. It's about being intentional. Success is one of those things that we all desire, right? I want to be successful in my weight loss. I want to be successful and get to my level of income. These are the things in which I want to do to be able to take myself to the next level. But it's always that one little thing. Have you ever thought about how many of y'all love cake? We got firefighters, but we all still love us some good old cake, right? Could you imagine with the cake if they didn't use any sugar, flour, eggs? Small ingredient, but could you imagine what that cake would taste like without it? Because that's literally what we're drawn to, right? Is that sugar. That's the same thing when we are not intentional and we miss the small little things. Get up in the morning, we go, don't know what the day is going to be. But how many times have you sat back and be like, dang it, if I would have brought my gym shoes and now everybody going to the gym, I actually could have went to the gym with them. Or shoot, we about to do a one-on-one session. And if I had my computer right now, I would actually be able to do it. Those are the things that you almost have to be intentional. Really in the short terms, to be intentional about something is to be ready, to be overtly like showing it. Those are the things about being intentional. So I came up with 5 things this morning. And it really a lot of our training is coming off of things in which we need, things in which I know as an entrepreneur would need to be successful. So I came up with a list that said, what do we need to, as entrepreneurs, be intentional about to make sure that we're successful? And I came up with 5. And it does not mean that there's not more on that list, but these 5 are the ones that spoke to me and said, hey, let's make sure that as of today being Thursday, that I really make sure everybody hears these 5 things. Number 1, you want to be intentional with your time. Time is one of those things. Remember yesterday, I think it was like 8:22. We were talking, we were having a conversation, and then I look back and I go, dang, remember it was just 8:05. Anybody remember that from yesterday? I was like, it was just 8:05 and now it's 8:22. Time is one of those things we can't roll back. We all are getting older, right? How many of us would like to roll back a couple of years? Can't do it. I know I would. I love where I'm at, but I know I'll be like, man, just give me. Have you ever seen a girl walking around with a body that she don't know what to do with it? Have you ever been in that situation where you be like, give me that? See, the God know what he doing, because if he would have gave me that, this is what I would be doing. When I say something like that, the reason why I say be intentional with your time is because it's something that's a valued, it's sometimes a commodity that we do not value as much as we should, when your time is something that you cannot get back. So when I'm talking about things about, do you know where your E-suite is? Do you understand your inputs and your output times? The reason being is because that time is so precious and it will get away from you, especially as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur versus employee. Let's have this conversation. Employees trade time for money. They can say, let's just say $10 an hour because we're going to be even. Nobody wants to work for 10, but hey, let's talk about it. So say, for instance, you're working for 8 hours a day and someone is paying you $10 an hour. That time, they have put a value on your time. No matter what you do throughout that time frame, you're getting $10. They have said your hours for your hourly rate is $10 for 8 hours. So they have said for your 8 hours, you get $80. So they are giving you a fixed rate. I was saying this to somebody else that cracks me up. You know how we always say, older will come to you. Sometime an older person will come to you and say, hey, I can't buy that. I'm on a fixed income. Have you ever heard that? I can't do that. I'm on a fixed income. Well, guess what? As an employee, you are on a fixed income. Perception is reality. They're in no different situation than anybody else who is actually working as an employee. Your time is being given to you. It's saying, hey, we have 8 hours, you're getting $80. Yes. Christine said, I never thought of that. That is absolutely true. If you work for someone, you're on a fixed income. However, employee flip, change. There is no time. There is no amount that's placed on that time. It's literally a lot of times of work, pay. But nobody is putting a time frame on. Nobody's putting a monetary amount on that time. So as an entrepreneur, that could be extremely dangerous. Not understanding that what you do with your time is how you make your money. You're controlling it. You control it. So remember when people sit and they say, I don't want to work with nobody. I don't want nobody telling me about what it is to do with my time, telling me when to get off, telling me to do X, Y, Z. Well, that's a controlled time space. So they kind of can't. They're saying, hey, within those 8 hours, I'm paying you $80 for this time frame. But controlling and masterminding your time as an entrepreneur is how you make money. Somebody just wrote it down for me. It is very important. Like, I almost want to stay here because this is how I'm still in business for 20 years. You know why? Because if I could not monetize my time, I would have to let someone else do it for me. That's the reality of the situation. Masterminding my time has kept me in business for 20 years. However, if I didn't know my inputs and my output times. I didn't know when I was actually going to blitz. Like even today, I'm dressed a little bit different because on my list today, I'm going in the businesses that are around me. So on my list of being intentional today, my salon is in a business condo. I am drinking my coffee. I am in the parking lot and people are telling me about how good I look when I'm getting out my truck. So I decided to be intentional today to change my attire, make sure I look like them. So therefore there is rapport that's built with them because we are aligning. I want you to know we're like-minded. I have on my pen. I'm ready to go. I have my bags. However, if I had not been intentional yesterday about putting everything together, this opportunity would not happen because guess what? As an entrepreneur, there is no boss that's sitting back telling me, hey, Tracy, tomorrow, we're going to all the offices in the condo and we're going to make sure that they have coffee. So in being intentional, you have to be the mastermind of your time. What are you doing with it? Now, most of us have husbands and he is cute at the right time. We have husbands, we have children, we have other things that are going on. We are not just business professional women. We have other things that are going on with us. So when I say you have to be the mastermind of your time, guess what? You also have to mastermind your life. You have to figure out, when is your workout time? When is my supplement time? When is my time that I'm going to work on my business? When am I going to pick up my kids? All of that has to be scheduled. I've shared with everybody those books, ma'am. It's sitting right here. Here's my purse. This is my favorite appointment planner. And I'll tell you why. There's multiples that are out here. However, being that I understand that how I make money is how I maximize the use of my time, how many things I can do, how much am I worth per hour, how many things can I do to kick back my actual income. So I work with the planner like this. This planner has 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 9. Why is that beneficial? That's beneficial because as I'm going through and I'm writing out everything in which I need to do for the day, say for instance, someone calls me and says, hey, Trey, I need you to do this. I then can go within the time windows because I understand that's how I make money. Like, I got to figure out, is this a money-making activity or not? Or is this something that needs to go into where I have scheduled for personal time? Because I know how much I have to output for the day to be able to stay an entrepreneur. So I can go through and say, hey, what's today's date? Today is the 18th. Guess what? Right now, if someone were to say, Trayce, I need to place an order. I can tell you right now at 5 p.m., I'm ready to start taking orders. It's no thought process because in my schedule, I see where that is. If somebody said, hey, Trayce, I would like to come on by the salon and I want to pick up some conditioner, I will be able to look in my schedule and see I'm scheduled in the salon today between 9 and 4:30. 10 and 4:30, I'm sorry. So I'm looking at it to say, oh, sure, between 10 and 4:30, that's what I'm able to do. Somebody asked me right now, Trayce, I need to place an order, and I need to place an order at 6 o'clock. Guess what? In my schedule, I see at 6. It's becoming a very big thought process because it's already scheduled. At 6 o'clock, I'm with my daughter at her concert. I can't do 6, but on that ride home at 7:30, I'm available. Do you see how time is really, really important in what we do? You got to know where to put it, where to place it. Somebody asked me right now today for a personal one-on-one. I can't. My schedule is literally jam-packed from the beginning to the morning. So therefore, I then would have to say, hey, on my way to the airport tomorrow, I'm able to do that. But today, I can't. Unless you want to catch me while I'm in the car, while I'm rolling, or I'm not available via phone, but I can have you to text me. This is an amazing skill, and it takes time to be able to develop. However, it's how you make your money. This may not be the sexiest of the conversations today, but it's one of them that we really got to understand because guess what? How many of us want to stay home where we at right now? Like, how many of us want this to be the 100% of what you do? Well, guess what? You have to understand you don't work at home. Like, you're not at home. You work from home. So the biggest thing that you're going to have to be able to do to make sure that this becomes your reality on a full-time basis, if that's what you want, or even really a strong part-time basis, right? Really strong retirement, travel funds, investments. If this is something that you're looking to do that way, number one, you must be a mastermind and be extremely intentional about your time. Imperative. Number two, y'all ready for this one? Be intentional who you work with. Be intentional who's on your team. Stop signing everybody. Don't sign people just because they can pay the $99. Right now, we got an amazing thing on out here of $20. Don't sign people because they got $20. I don't care how many people tell you they don't have $20. Everybody has $20. They got a cell phone. They on Facebook. They got $20. Just so you know that everybody has it. But you have to understand everyone isn't your customer. Everyone isn't to be on you. They do not deserve to be in your space on your team. Once you start valuing your time and value your business of what you have going on, number two will become easier. Because you'll be like, oh my God, when you know what's in your e-suite, you know what you need to be able to promote, you know what that looks like. When you have taken the time on out to carve that stuff out for yourself, and you look up at somebody who's on the phone, listen to this call. Yeah, Andrea saying, yeah. Do you have, okay, perfect. So in order to be able to do that, it is $99 investment, into being able to do your business. Okay, wait, what? You don't want to do 99. Okay. Well, we have this website where we pay about $20 a month. What's the cost? $20 a month. We buy products. You don't want to buy products. You don't want to have a website, but you get paid next week. Do you hear this? Do you hear how it sounds from my perspective? You don't want to pay the website. You don't want to buy products, but you get paid next week. You have to make a decision at the time. This isn't who I should be talking to. That's on my team, because that's going to be the same person that's going to waste my time. Remember, nobody is paying you for your time. No one. You're controlling your time. You're the mastermind of your time. So now what you just did was put somebody in who is going to give you a negative per your hour. Because guess what? When you are ready to run, when you're ready to get to the next level, they ain't answering their phone. They wasn't ready when you signed them. They wasn't ready. They didn't have the money. They didn't want to pay. She told you. This is some of the problem we have. This is sidebar. Women having relationships. The man told you he didn't want to be married, but you thought your stuff was going to be so good, you was going to change. No, ma'am. We all got the same stuff. Just like we all got the same stuff over here, and it works. Okay? So, in understanding, somebody laugh. So, in understanding this, they told you. You know what Oprah said? When people show you who they are, believe them. I want you all to start going into these calls, believing people, not changing people. Believe what they tell you. They told you they don't have time. Why are you having time? Don't have it. Somebody who is ready for an opportunity. You want to know who you want to spend time with? Someone who's sick of where they are and they want to be in a different position, and their actions match their words. I say all the time on all of my trainings, do not just watch people. Do not just listen to people. I'm sorry. Do not just listen to people tell you they want an opportunity when their behavior does not match the word. Because when people want something, their words and their actions match. Look for both. Then people say, I just talked to the person. How am I supposed to figure this out? Listen, you're not asking enough questions. Maybe you're just talking. Maybe you're just talking to them saying, because you know good well, hey, you're so focused on, I'm about to go diamond. I want to be there. That you're not listening to her say, I'll try it because you're asking me. But I really don't know if this is what I really want to do. I don't know if I'm where you are right now. Those are the things you got to listen for. And they may not come out in the words that way. But when you say, hey, what is it? Me and my onboarding, when I'm talking to somebody, I like to tell you what my typical day looks like. Yes, I'm cute, but I'm not cute all day. I'm on the phone. I'm picking up my kids. I'm in the salon. I talk to people. I'm inboxing. I'm texting. I do work this business from my phone, but I work this business from my phone. So when somebody comes on and they usually like something, I usually go back down their wall and I study them. And then I decide if there's somebody that's excellent for my brand and my business or not. And then I may inbox them and ask them additional questions. And then I gain a relationship. Do you know I had somebody on the phone tell me that she don't like relationships? Hey, some women are like that. Some women are not friendly. Not all women are friendly. She told me she don't like people. She don't like relationships. She'd rather make her money without having to talk to people. Oh, you need to go to AT&T. Because that's not what we do here. But if I had not asked those questions, if I had not been listening to the things that she wasn't saying, she'd be on my team. I'd be texting her right now trying to get her to answer my phone call, do what I need her to do. And guess what? She's already told me she don't like relationships, so she barely want to talk to me. And she wonder why I keep calling her. Girl, there was just a moment. How many times have you walked in the store? Let me tell you about impulse. Can you all hear me? Shake your head. I know it's a blender on my. Okay. So let me tell you about impulse. How many times have you walked into the mall in the store and you saw something real cute and you had no intention of getting it? But your emotion at that moment was like, oh, that's cute. Okay, man, maybe I should go into this counter and get this. Ooh, ooh. Do you know people make decisions on businesses that way? I need you to understand the emotional buyer. The emotional buyer will want to start a business today and then want to jump off a building tomorrow. Because literally they're everywhere. At that moment, they thought the business was going to make them really, really excited. So maybe I should start a business. When I'm looking up and down this timeline, she looked bossy. I want to be bossy. So maybe I should just inbox her and start a team with her. And yet, if you aren't listening with the right ear, you're like, yes, you're going on the inside because you're so excited about Be Well Connector. And you like, got a PDT. Yup. Number 4. Because you ain't paying attention. You didn't see this person. Go down her wall, scroll down her wall and see. She makes soups. She makes soaps. She does hair. She vacuums homes. She mows the lawn. This chick is everywhere. But because you were so excited to just come back in our group and be like, yo, like that fire sign, you missed it. She was somebody you were supposed to curb. You know how to curb a guy? You need to learn how to curb women. Because they got the same tendencies. I'm telling you right now, they sure do. You want to know why? I know you know this because you got friends that's not your friends no more. You done had to curb some girls, right? I need you to take them same skill sets and bring it over here in business. Listen. Listen, Linda. The baby done told you, listen, Linda. Listen. Pay attention. Swerve. Veronica said swerve. I said that. That took me back. I used to say it all the time. Swerve. So number 1 was be intentional with your time. Be intentional who you work with. These are people you have to talk to every single day. Okay? Network. Here's another one. Be intentional about who you connect with. Stop sharing everybody's stuff down your wall. You don't know what their crowd is. I'm going to get a little, and it's going to sound funny, but I really want you to think about this. Anytime we connect with someone physically, I ain't going to go too deep. We connect with somebody physically, you're always connecting your body with everybody else who they've been connected with, right? We know that in that sense. So let me help you to take this on over here to social. And also in your networking environment. Who you're connected with will take you places. So write that. Who you're connected to will take you places. Proximity is power. Unfortunately, most people only think that proximity is power when it's powerful stuff. So, okay, I'm going to be connected to Trayce. I'm on her team because I know where everything she touched. I've heard people say this. Everything she touched, I know she going somewhere, right? So you get connected to that. And you think that's the only way to be connected. But let me show you another way to be connected. Here's this girl that's on over here, ain't got nothing going on with herself, ain't nothing happening, whatever. And now you get connected to her, and now you're trying to figure out why you ain't going nowhere, why nothing is happening for you. Because proximity is power, and you have connected to the wrong power. You don't realize that. You think the only way to go somewhere is to be elevated, but there is a way to de-elevate yourself. There's a way to take a little hole in your balloon and put it on in there and take the air on out. And you want to know what that is? Be connected to the wrong person. You ever seen a woman really be, and I'm just saying because it's all women, be really about something, get the wrong guy, and it tears her down? You ever seen that? We see it all the time. Proximity is power. Who you're connected to is important. So when you're on social media, where your store is, your social media is your store. That's your brand. That's your business. When we going on around here all the time asking people to do host to post because it's a great idea, right? You don't get access to other people's network. But before you ask people to do those host to posts, are you watching the network? Are you watching it? And I'll tell you, I know a lot of the team members are not. You want to know why? Because they come back and say, everybody, this person's page is broke. They ain't got this. They ain't doing this. Did you watch the person before you asked them to host the post? Or were you so thirsty, because that's what it is, for an upline and a lead that you didn't do your work first? Which was a simple, let me go down here and see if this is who I want to be connected to. Do I like this person? Do they speak my language? Your 5, are they in that category? Is she positive? Is she always complaining about stuff? Is she ratchet? Like, did you look at that? Did you pay attention? And then you wonder why not all your friends down your timeline, now you're trying to talk to them that way. Because you did not watch who you were connected to. The title of today is Be Intentional. How intentional are you on making sure that you are protecting your brand? Don't just hire a lawyer to protect your brand. For free, you do that. For free, you do that. For free. Because we all looking, and entrepreneurs are always looking for the free thing. We always looking, dang, finally an app I can use for free to further myself. So guess what? For free, you can protect your own brand. Watch. I'm going to tell you, don't do host to post. I said take one more layer. Be intentional about who you're asking to partner with you and who you are connecting with, and be intentional over your time. Next one, be intentional about your brand. What is your brand? Remember I said your brand is the things that people talk about when you're not in the room. Your brand cannot be created because guess what? Your personal brand cannot be created because you are who you are. Have you ever seen a girl? I was on my son's birthday. We were at Papa Do's. And have you ever sat back and watched a young girl try to walk in heels? This is her first time. And she looked like a newborn baby bird. Have you ever seen her? She is clucking her ankles together. She trying to hold on to the side. She cute, but she cannot walk in them heels to save her entire life. Have you ever seen it? Do you see what it looks like? Does it look funny? Have you ever thought about laughing? Now, guess what? When people try to create their personal brands to be something else, I want you to insert the visual of that's what you look like. You look like a newborn baby bird, clucking your ankles together, looking crazy, trying to hold on to the side. Because guess what? You heard Boss Babe was sexy. You don't know what the heck a Boss Babe is. You don't know what that is. I told you we about to go to Morton's, and you got to Google it. Don't be fake. They're going to understand. They're going to understand. You know how many people say, hey, I got a Louis. People who have real Louis know what fake Louis look like. You're going to look real crazy to somebody who understands what it looks like. People who have real red bottoms and you out here painting the bottom of them red. Ladies, the red color is different. It's not the same red. So when you try to fake it, guess what people see you as? As a fraud. They see you as fake. They just don't want to be around it because you're not associated with what's real. And guess what? In 2018, real brands are winning. Cardi B is freaking winning. I don't care how much you don't like that list. I don't care how much you don't like that she gonna do that. I can't even say or whatever it is. I can't do it. I can't do it all the way. But I don't care how much you hate it. But guess why? That girl is on top right now and she's taking Nicki Minaj's spot. You wanna know why? Because she's being her authentic, true self. And she's unapologetic about it. And guess what? I like her. Shocks people. They be like, you're not. I do. I love that she living her best life. And it draws me to her more. And it makes me feel more good, like better about just being me. Trayce will throw on blinged out arms with some gym shoes. If you've seen me all my time, that's who I am. It's not I'm trying to show anything else. Everything that blings attracts my attention. So I got to be around it. It makes me feel good. It just does. Red lip makes me feel powerful. I love certain bags. Like right now I got a Celine bag. I do like luxury, but I love the inside of it. And I like the fact that I can fit everything from my personal to my business in it. And I can be quite stylish. Most people don't even know what bag I'm carrying. I like it. It's me. Do you understand? These are all things that are about me. But if you got a little quirk to you, love that quirk. Like right now, I know people on here love real estate, love fixing houses. Be in that space. You're going to attract more people that you can have ready conversations with over and over and over again because it's who you are. Be who you are. That's your brand loudly. Loudly. Non-apologetic about it. That's who you are. Be loud about it. I was saying this to somebody else the other day who wants me to do something on their TV show. She was like, I absolutely just love you. You know all these things. And we have this beauty blogger and they're doing this and they're doing this. And I'm listening to her tell me all this information in the beauty division about how she wants to be. And she's now wanting to pair me with another blogger to talk about this information. But everything the blogger is saying is incorrect about beauty, about hair. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury on this thing, if you cut your hair is breaking, guess what? I'm going to tell you right now, cutting it off will not help it grow back better. From a professional. But guess what? The bloggers online have been saying it so loudly, so boldly, that now it's become fact because they're loud. They're out here. They're steady having a conversation about it. So therefore, guess what? Now, and I bet you everybody on here probably thought the same thing. If you cut your hair off, it's going to grow back better. No, if you cut your hair off, you're going to be bald. And when you grow back your hair, it's probably just going to be the same because you weren't taking care of it. Now, that's the professional vows. But it ain't sexy. I ain't screaming it loud and proud. So therefore, guess what? It's not what we know. So in your brand, if you want to know the difference between the person that's in this brand, that's in this company right now, that is not ranking versus the one that's ranking, do you want to know the distinct difference? Want to know what it is? They loud. They talk about it every day. They down their wall. They got the coffee sitting on or whatever. They're out here like this. They're going live. They're passing out samples. They're telling their mama's mama and their mama's mama and the mama's mama and the daddy and the brother. And then they give up in the morning time and then they tell the mama's mama again. Then they come back up. That is the only difference between successful people and non-successful people. Successful people do the same shh every day, over and over and over again, loudly and boldly and consistently and over and over and over again. That's the only difference. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care how many videos you get on and you want to say, hey, what are you reading? Oh, okay. It's in Girl Wash Your Face. No, you knew to wash your face before you read that book. Now, what's in the book, the content that's in the book, are you going to keep doing what she's saying? When I'm on these trainings every morning and I'm saying, have you checked your e-suite? Do you check your e-suite? Or do you just hear me say it every morning? Which one do you do? When I say I have a plan of action and it's all written out, have we caught on? And do you have your plan of action that's already out? We've talked about sample bags for I don't know how long. Are you still trying to figure out where the sample bags can be purchased? Have you put your sample bags together yet? Are you still trying to figure out years in what to put on your Blitz card? Is that where you are? See, that is the magic. That is the brand. Are you known for being on time or are you known for being late? Are you known for being cute? Do you not have your hair together? What are you known for? That's your brand. That is it. Just so you understand, that is your brand. You are creating it. 5 fingers. Can't point back yourself. That's what I do. That's what your brand is. Last one. Be intentional with your terms. This is number 5. Be intentional with your terms. I talk to people, I'll tell you right now, remember I said I don't talk to any downline or any customers while I'm in the salon? Don't be itching to talk to customers in the salon when you said that's not good for the business. That's not good for the person that's sitting here. That person that's coming into my chair today flies in every 4 weeks to sit with me. Did you hear me say that? I have a lot of clients that get on the plane and fly in. And I have decided in order for me to balance both of these, I have to treat both of these with respect. I have to respect your time. You don't want to hear me sitting here right now. Imagine if I'm sitting here right now and I'm like, y'all, hold on. Somebody calling, trying to make an appointment. She trying to spend that dough. Do you care? Or am I respecting the time? Am I disrespectful to the time that I said I was here to train you? So I have to be intentional with my terms. My terms are when I'm sitting here and I'm training you, there's no salon. And when I'm in the salon, there's no you. That's my terms. You don't have to have my terms. You have to have terms. How late do you talk to a customer? When do you inbox? What are your terms? When do you talk to your team? Hey, here's another one. When do you know when it's time to cut your team off? What is your terms? Write it out. It is better to plan a divorce in business before a divorce happens. When do you divorce? You know how people do a prenup in a marriage? When have you made the decision that this person no longer serves the positive brand in which I have and the positive space? Remember yesterday I showed y'all about that space in there, how important it is to protect it, right? When do they get eviction notices? When can they come back in the house? You know how you put your child in timeout and you determine it's 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever? What are your terms? What are they? Now, everything that I'm sharing with you, I made a comment yesterday down my wall is I went to school. Nothing I did in school prepared me for the real hard knocks of being an entrepreneur. That is very true. They weren't. It was a lot of falling on my face, learning the hard way, coming back around like, oh my God, this is how I got to do this. Man, was that hard. And there's no way to teach a person almost like how to be an entrepreneur, only because there's things that you can give you as tips, but all of our entrepreneurial lives look totally different. But there are things that are staples and there are things that are different. And where I find that trips people up in this business so much is that they come into being an entrepreneur with an employee mind frame. Okay, I texted people yesterday. All right. Well, see, that's what you do to your boss. Right? You come on in, say, for instance, you got a front desk job. You come on in, you sit at the desk, you can get on your internet, you can do whatever, because you know you're about to get your check. Well, when you're an entrepreneur, you can sit around and be on the internet and talk to us all day, and you're going to be very internet broke. Because you control your check. And that is power. It is powerful to control your check. But if you are not powerfully controlling your check, you're going to be back in someone's office. And that's the truth. That is the truth. So with everything that I'm telling you about controlling your brand, being intentional, being great, your proximity is power, being intentional over that time, those are skill sets that every entrepreneur has to learn to master. You got to know, you can't just hop. Like right now, I have an opportunity to Monday, October 29th, to go sit down with Common and Serena Williams and listen to them have a conversation. Y'all see how y'all eyes is going? Woo! Trayce, you better go, right? And then they hit me with the discount of $500. For a conversation, I'll see y'all on ESPN. You want to know why? See, if I didn't know and value my time and understand where I was going within my own brand and how could this be beneficial, then it wouldn't work. So guess what? I know my terms. In order to get me there for that conversation, am I going to get a picture with Serena and Common? Am I going to get a mention? Can I use this imagery back to gain money? See how my brain already knows if it's worth it. They're not offering those type of opportunities. So guess who not spending $500 to be in the room and breathe the same H2O and gonna catch them on the TV? Because it does not fit my terms for my business. It doesn't make sense. Guess when I should show up in that room? When somebody has called my agent and said, hey, we want to have Trayce to come out to do Serena's hair, and she needs to have me to do her hair while she's here in Chicago. I swear. And she gonna pay me my rate of $1,000. That's when it makes business decision, because keep in mind, I'm an entrepreneur. I ain't nobody's groupie. No one's. So if you don't know your terms, if you don't know the rules of engagement, you will be in trouble. You will jump in that room thinking that somebody is going to care when you get back on Facebook and literally comment to Serena over here. Have you seen this photo? And they like out here chilling with the celebs. Girl, you was across the room. You was not chilling with celebs. Y'all was breathing the same air, and then they got your $500 for a conversation that they typically do on YouTube. That's where you could have caught it for free. Because believe, it's going to be reproduced. Bye, dear. So I like Common. And guess what? We've been with Common. I've worked for Common. I've worked on a lot of his events. Groupies do not get paid. No, they do not. Me and my husband have pictures with Common. We sat at dinner and broke bread. We are fine. But if I didn't understand my own terms, I'd be trying to get in a room to try to impress you for likes. Remember, ladies, as an entrepreneur, you want likes that turn into dollars. You don't count likes, you count invoices. That's the difference between being an entrepreneur and being an employee. If I can't invoice you, these are my terms. If I can't invoice you, it's probably not for me right now. Because right now I'm in my building phase. Some people call it grind. I don't like the word. It has a negative connotation to it. You know, drug dealers grinding now. So I can't grind. I have to be a girl boss building her empire, because I don't want to be in association with the word, because I understand proximity is power. I understand it when somebody says, hey girl, can you share this? That I got to go back down her wall and see who she is. Do I want to be associated with her? Hey, when you know how they tell you to go online and hey, if somebody is here, go like all of their friends. You can be screwing up your network by liking all of someone's wrong friends. You have now took all of their problems on to be your own. I am not telling you this is not a great activity. I am telling you be intentional about the activities that you're choosing, so therefore they can become monetized. So when I put on out here, I'm about to do an Entrepreneur Institute, because guess what? You have, in order to be successful in any MLM, you have to understand how to entrepreneur correctly. You can't come in here with the same employee mindset, because ain't nobody paying you over here. You're not going to get these bonuses if you do not work. You're not going to get this fast starts if you do not bring people into your organization and put 2 customers underneath them. You're not going to get it, because this is entrepreneur world over here. Nobody's giving you anything. As a matter of fact, you paid to come in here. So if you paid to come in here and you're just going to sit here, company came up. They got $100. Not even me, the person who brought you in, is about to get it if I don't do anything. The company, I brought the company money. See how this is? I want to make cash. The highest I've done a month is $3,100 in my samples. $3,100. I have a personal goal that says you need $5,000 in samples. Now, I'm being intentional about that. That's $1,250 a week. You see how I know that off the top of my head? I know exactly what it is that I'm trying to do. If I don't know what I'm trying to do, I can't channel what I'm trying to do, because I don't know it. What do you want to make? I don't know. That question I ask of anybody who's coming around me. What do you desire? I don't know. Then I get to make outframe, move back. Do I want to take on an I don't know right now? Do I want a guy that I'm not sure in my business? No. That's mine. I know my terms. I don't have that type of time. However, I can make, I don't know, a customer. I don't know could be a customer, because until she figures it out, I probably could damage her. Her being around me every day would damage her. You want to know why? She's not sure, and I'm asking her to do sure things. See how I could hurt her? I need you to jump on this training. I need you to log in your eSuite. I need you to contact these customers. I need you to clean your wall. I need you to go on out and do this vendor event with me. I need you to do this seminar. Remember, she don't know what she's looking to do. So everything that I'm throwing to her is like, she's just, it's over. Have you ever heard somebody say, it's just overwhelming? It's overwhelming because they ain't know what the heck they wanted. Hey, y'all, listen. There's code words for stuff. She's confused.
Every turn leads to excitement.
See, someone who's overwhelmed. Let's think about something. Someone who's overwhelmed, who wants to be in a space, finds ways to not be overwhelmed. They don't just walk away. How many of you all have been here? Raise your hands. I want to be a like-minded community. How many of you all have not gotten what you want out of this business, but you're still here? How many of you all are still overwhelmed? Right? You're overwhelmed. But what do? Show up. So I am not letting you accept the excuse of somebody who tells you they're overwhelmed and they walk away. When you're overwhelmed and you want something, you stay there until you figure it out. Because guess what? You're in like-minded community. And look how many women raise their hand and are with you right now being overwhelmed, walking in your shoes and still here. That is the characteristic trait you are trying to attract. You have to be very careful putting the wrong trait around you and entertaining it. It will change your brain quickly. How many times have you known good and well this is a great opportunity, but you let the wrong person around you get in your head and make you think it wasn't? I remember when I was a new entrepreneur, and everybody would tell me when I was a new entrepreneur, doing installations wasn't sexy. Remember back, I don't know how old people are, but it used to be a time, so I don't have to make myself feel a specific way. Used to be a time people didn't wear weaves, and you were talked about when you wore weaves. It used to be a time when you had a butt, because I was big booty Trayce. I was not celebrated for big booty Trayce. I was talked about, and I had to wear a sweater around my waist. These things were not sexy. They just weren't. Now I can walk around with some trying to let everybody see that curve is mine. No, it's not bought. It's all me, boo. Now you hold pride with it. You want to know why I got to pride? Because non-pride at one point, because when I was in the salon and I decided I wanted to do extensions, because guess what? I really loved creation. I loved to start something from nothing. And I would get frustrated when women would come in and want these styles that they didn't have enough hair to achieve. And I was just like, ma'am, you can't have a bang in a hairstyle with no bang. I don't know why people do that, but I don't know how to do that. But I can glue it or sew it. So what I learned was people they wanted these things, but if I love to problem solve. That's a strength of mine. So I'm like, if I'm able to sew this where it's undetectable, it's seamless, people may want this from me. So I learned, and remember I shared with you in another one, I couldn't braid to save my life. So I learned how to braid when I was in my 20s. Extension guru, celebrity stylist, doing the best weave, couldn't braid until she was in her 20s. Because I wanted it. I was overwhelmed. I had anxiety about it, but I just really wanted it. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to carve that to be my career. I just really wanted it. Then I started being known for it. And I remember a stylist that was next to me that was really, really popular. That girl, I used to, anytime I'm in a space, I've always been trained to go near the person that's doing what I want to do. So she had like 10 clients a day, and that was amazing. I only had like 1 to 2. And I was looking up to her, even though I thought she was the way she put herself together, I couldn't dig it. But I was like, it's something she's doing right, because she has 10 customers a day. And keep in mind, back here, $25 shampoos is what we was paying. $25. So she was making $250 a day. And that was like, so imagine if I'm doing two, I'm making $50 a whole day. And I'm just like, man, how is she living? Like, how is this happening? And then when I told her, after watching her, I used to sweep the floors for her. I decided to help her. She had horrible customer management. So I got there on time all the time. So I would get her clients started for her. No money, whatever, but I was trying to learn. Like, I just wanted to learn how one day when I had that, I would actually be able to take care of it, right? So one day I told her that I wanted to do extensions. Now, this is the girl who I'm looking up to. We the same age. I'm looking up to her, and guess what she told me? Girl, you're going to go out of business if you try to do a whole chair like that. And I was like, really? She was like, yeah, ain't nobody checking for them weaves like that. You need to learn how to cut, and you need to learn how to color, and you need to know how to do these. You remember the freeze curls? You need to go get you some pump it up, and you need to, be able to curl his head. But I just wasn't feeling it. And I was like, okay. So I kept trying. I put to side, I want to say for about a year. I just stopped trying to do it like that because the person that I looked up to told me I wouldn't make a successful career that way. But after a year, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to try it. She stayed the same. She did stay consistent. But I tried to do what she was doing, and it just did not work for me. Fast forward, if anybody's heard my full story, I got to the place where I was charging $600 a head. Then it got to the place I was doing $1,500 a head. But if I had listened to that person the way that I did when she stifled me, and I never would have went past what it was that I saw and I was passionate about, I would not be sitting here on this training today teaching you how to be a better entrepreneur, because I wouldn't have made it. I with that fire in front of me, and it was a lot. I tell people I suffered from anxiety. I was on Xanax. I was in and out of the hospital. I would do clients' heads all day and then go home and be in the hospital from anxiety. So when I tell you I don't have those things now, I'm telling you because I went through them. I'm not saying I'm such a beast that I never went there. Oh, I did. A face just popped on up to me who's been in my business. I had somebody steal my whole business. I've been there too. Thief. Look who's still here. So I can talk you through that. And guess who comes to my trainings and my classes? The thief. You know. So I'm sitting here to tell you that in your overwhelm, in your frustration, don't just see the things you're missing. Watch me to see the things you could gain. Stay in your fire. Bring people around you. Hey, I started doing personal development. I started taking seminars. I'm telling you, my life is seminars. Because that's what saved me. Was being in proximity of people who were doing what I wanted to do, who were speaking life into me, who were giving me the real. Oh, you want to know why don't nobody want to mess with you? Because you ain't no time for stuff. Who could really, really check me? Who could really say, hey, man, you don't respect people's time. You don't do this. Because see, at one point in time, this is the things that I did. They're no longer, which is the reason why I'm successful. It's because I checked my behaviors. My behaviors became so potent that that's the reason why I'm able to be successful. I am very conscientious of my time. I am very intentional. I know what I'm going to do. When you call me, I can tell you if it's time. People don't necessarily respect it all the time because they want you when they want you. The cell phone was the worst thing invented because it makes people think that because you have one and you know it's connected to them, that as soon as somebody calls you, you got to answer. Okay, what about I was being? I'm being funny, but like seriously, how you know when you calling people what they're doing? Maybe they don't want to talk to you at that moment. Maybe they're having a mental health moment. And they just really need to collect themselves. But now we have to have everything of a person when we need it. That we X the wrong thing on out. When I'm here to tell you, you need boundaries. You need space. You need a schedule. Because want to know why Fortune 500 companies, are you ready for this one? You want to know why Fortune 500 companies are billionaire corporations? Because they have mastered how to tell employees what to do all day. To output, to get their outcome. I need you to be at your desk at 8 a.m. I need you to make this amount of calls per hour. This is what I need you to output for me. This is how I need you to look to represent the brand. This is how you should speak. They even go as far as with some men to tell them to shave their faces. Because it's all about the brand. It's all about what I desire. It's about what I need. Those billion-dollar corporations are structuring behaviors all day to monetize money. So in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be the billion-dollar man, woman, that's around here structuring her time. Do stop being scared of this E-Suite. How you gonna make that E-Suite better is what an entrepreneur does. That's what an entrepreneur knows. They know their numbers. In order to get where you want to be, you have to understand your numbers. You have to be intentional about it. You have to understand. If you're looking down your sheet, look at my thing. Desiree, my upline, told me something. One day I did not used to carry my chart with me. And then she's like, why? And I'm like, well, what's the purpose? Well, you need to know what your chart is at all times, because if somebody comes on in and asks you this is something I learned in this business. So even though I understood to be intentional as an entrepreneur, I didn't understand this is one of those things that I needed to have with me was my chart at all times. Because guess what? I know on this side of the leg, I'm looking for a ruby. So when I'm talking to somebody, is she a ruby? I'm intentional about trying to get it. But out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight is out of mind. So when she said it, I was like, oh, okay, done. Now the chart is with me at all times, because if I need to ask a question, I need to do something, I'm looking at somebody who could potentially fill a spot. I 9 times out of 10 don't have to ask my upline where should they go, because I already know. Now I'm going to my upline and maybe check it on off and say, hey, I was thinking to do this. Am I correct? Bing! Yay! Great decisions. You know what I mean? I do not call my downline and say, okay, so pull out when we get on the phone, we're going to go through your E-Suite, we're going to figure out whatever, we're going to figure this on out. No, ma'am. I'm talking to other partners. My terms are, in order to be on my team, I'm looking for team members to partner with. I'm not looking for people to employ. I'm not your employer. So when we sit down and we have a conversation, I want to know what your chart does. I will ask you, send me a copy of your chart. Now, my job is to guide. So I will take a look at it and say, hey, well, why did you see this one and this one? Because guess what? This is your team. This isn't my team. You're on my team. That's your team. So what do you see in this person? Why did you choose them? Like right now, I know Christine has the new person that's on here, Peony. If she were on my team, I'd say, hey, what's going on with her? What do you see in her? I can tell you right now, Christine, she's on the training day 1, just signed up. Beastie already. You know, Janet Jackson's sons, what have you done for me lately? Carmen, out here again. Sunita, these are new people. When people say, how do you not, somebody asked me yesterday, how many, what are your statistics on how many people stay on your team versus don't? I have no idea. Nor do I ever want to know that. Guess what I want to know? Guess what's important to me? Those who show up, I show out with. See, I want to stay close. I know my proximity is power. I already know what I got is the stuff. I know it's beastie. Just so you know that. I know that. I ain't about to call nobody who's going to make me feel unbeastie. You don't even come to the training. Do you understand that? You don't even come to training. You don't even ask me for links. You're not on my text in the morning. You ain't even on my radar. Did you see that with no hesitation? You ain't even on my radar. And guess what? I feel amazing every morning because I get to see Carmen. I get to see Sunita. My newbies. I signed another newbie around in the same time. I text her, hey, I haven't seen you on training. She ain't responded. I text you again. When did I tell you I do with sitters? Once a month. So I talked to you in November. I asked you how your turkey doing. Well, I'm telling you about how many turkeys I'm able to donate. Do you see how your brain has to be? I don't know about them. Why do you? You cannot wake up every morning thinking about people who are not thinking about you. That's an intentional thing. Every morning, I now think about Taronica. I'm serious. Ebony, you all now are so close to me. Alicia, Benitra always here. We now look at y'all who don't maybe not even know Benitra, but everybody know Benitra is at work when she on this training, right? That's the part. Somebody who, if she asks you a question, Annie running all things mommy in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, if you are a person that's struggling with your morning and you a mom, you need to call Annie. See what I'm saying? Because guess what? Annie gonna be showing. Annie gonna tell you how to be there. Y'all gonna go 1, 2, 3, break, and y'all gonna get up here in the morning time, and y'all gonna come on in. Y'all gonna talk about how y'all change these diapers at 7:30, or y'all get these kids in this tub. I don't know that life. You shouldn't call me. That's not what I do. I remember that life. I can tell you about this 18-year-old that better not tell me he grown. That's the conversation that I could have with you. But do you see how now I have so much support around me? You have support around you too. You have sideline sisters. You have newbies that are here that I'm sure you see some powerfuls on this presentation this morning, this webinar this morning, that now you want to follow these behaviors. Because guess what? And I'm glad mornings are starting to get fuller. You know how many people say they wasn't morning people? I wanted to show y'all something and I was waiting till this happened. I ain't morning people. I bet you a whole bunch of us on here are not morning. But there is something that is valuable about this 8 a.m. that you are curbing everything else that's going on to get your behind here for this time, right? So I just showed you the behavior. I was waiting for this day to show you this. I have not one time got on off and said, hey, y'all, we on the meeting. Y'all need to come here. Y'all need to do this. I ain't did it not one time. Have you seen it? Because guess what? I text you and I told you it was 8 o'clock. It's your choice to decide if it's good or not. So I wanted you all to see that when people want something, they go get it. There's nothing I've done that's made you do anything but showed up every morning and been great at what I do. I'm living my best life. I am showing you that I have a team that is following, and you see that team now producing success, right? So you like, how can I get in the room? That's how you're going to attract your distributor. That's it. Providing something of value. Christine said, I'm providing something of value. Yes. In providing something of value, you allow people to assess it, see it, determine if they want it, and do not get mad. It's beauty when people don't pick up the phone and call you, ladies. It is not just beautiful when people call you. Some people may be like, I ain't ready for that. Thank you for not wasting my time today. I truly appreciate it. I have put something in the aura, in the atmosphere that has let you know this is not for you. I always, even too, me and my sister were driving the car. I don't know if you remember this. We were driving in the car and this guy sitting next to me. I got on my shades. I got on my hat. I am doing my best, Tracy. Right? Doing my best, Tracy. And he over there trying to get my attention. I was insulted. You want to know why I was insulted? Because I was like, what about all of this told you this was in your league? Bruh, you aiming too high. Too high. Face ain't washed. He holding his hands on the thing. I could see from my car that your knuckles is ashy. You are all the way tripping. There is no way on God's green earth that I'm even going to look. Because my sister was in the back with the baby. She was like, why are you annoyed? Because listen to what's in my head. I'm like, I know my value. I know my worth. I know that a man being with me is a lucky man. Do you know that in your brand, in your business? Being with you is amazing. Did you hear me say he lucky? Even though I love my baby. Yes, I'm lucky woman too. I know that them ashy knuckles was not supposed to be talking to me. He should have been like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, he's just ambitious. That's what it is. I literally had to figure he's just ambitious. Okay. But I'm not looking for ambition. I don't want that. I'm internally laughing why I had to get quiet. Because I mean everything that I say. I am not joking. I mean everything that I say. And I've learned as a woman to be non-apologetic about the things that I say, that maybe I have learned to have the beauty in saying things that people want to say and they just don't say them. And I used to be very much so in turmoil about that of myself as a woman, wanting to say, have you lost your mind? You aiming too high. And then Rihanna put it in the song. I forgot what song it is. And I remember I was like, girl, she must be talking to me like you was aiming too high. This is a 10. You're aiming too high. You're about a 4. Come back down. So I learned to just be just live. I don't see myself as better or higher than anybody else. I just have the utmost value for myself. Like, I know what I bring to the table. And when it comes to a business, I know what I'm able to bring to the table for that business. I don't put my name on anything that I don't believe in, because I know I'm going to give 1,000%, not 100. I'm going to add an extra 0. So I have decided to give this to you all, this Entrepreneur Institute. I think I need to do a little bit more, because now I'm getting a whole bunch of distributors, y'all, that's filling out applications to be in the Entrepreneur Institute. And guess what? Here are my terms. If you're going to unsign and come back underneath this personally enrolled, then I will coach you. If not, you ain't getting it. You're not getting it. I'm also too, that's because I value it. See, these are trainings I used to charge. A monthly retainer with me is $2,500. And I'm giving this away for free. And you wanna know why? I was like, what? You do what you love for free. But I was like, what environment do I have to be in to do that? And I was like, my team. Now, there are some of you all, so you don't get confused. There's some of you all that are on my sister's team, Desiree's team. I'm in Desiree's downline. Literally, remember I said proximity is power? Literally, because I'm on her team and I respect her. It has nothing to do with just, we've had this conversation. It has nothing to do with just Desiree being my sister. It has everything to do with, we have a lot of similarities. We have differences and similarities, and we're both beasts. And I love being in her proximity, vice versa. I was Desiree's business coach prior to coming into this business. And through me coaching her and seeing levels of success within the business made me feel like when I did want to do it, to go back and I knew some things about the company. So one of the things in which I've decided to do was to assist her team too as well, because of. So now what I'm doing and I'm working on, and I can't do a screen share because it's over here, I'm working on the presentations of when people come on in. I'll be sharing blueprints of what they look like. I will be then doing these are rounding on out. Doesn't mean they're going away. So what rounding out means, you see how every morning, I'm not really necessarily giving tasks. I am literally giving a webinar. I'm doing webinars. I've been teaching these same webinars for years. This is not new. So me telling you about being intentional and pulling my 5 was from a webinar I did in 2012. And it's still, y'all, it's still relevant today, right? It's exactly right. These 5 things are still relevant today, because guess what? It is still rules of engagement for entrepreneurs. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know. I'll tell you, most entrepreneurs are out of business most entrepreneurs quit in 2 years. Most entrepreneurs are out of business by 5 years. And in order to be able to realize your brand and your business and get comfortable, would you like to know the number of how long it takes? It takes you 10 years. 10. So this is what you walked into. And even think about it. To climb the corporate ladder up to CEO, whatever, it takes you 10 years. It's no different. It's just now you're doing it for yourself. So be easy. Understand you're around a lot of overwhelm, anxiety, and we're all in this together. But there are rules. There are things you got to do to it. And it takes time. Be gentle with yourself. If y'all see, I posted this butterfly that shows like, be easy, be gentle, be consistent, be on yourself. I don't mean be on yourself harshly though. You know what? I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I can't get this. No, that's not talking to yourself well. That's not loving yourself. But a self-checkup, you know what? I didn't check my e-suite today. I don't know when the last time I even ordered Blitz cards. I don't talk. I know Trayce told me to talk to those people, but I'm not talking to people. I'm just telling everybody to be on my wall and host the post. And then I literally want it to happen. Do you know what the thing that I see that is very consistent with new entrepreneurs? New entrepreneurs get in this world and think it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. Like if I am in here, and I'm telling you, it's not just one person. I've seen it for years. If I just stay close to the fire, if I just take the seminar, if I read the book, if I do this, then one day I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be that. That is not, I don't know who wrote that book or who did that seminar, but that's a lie. It is. It's a lot of that in conjunction with putting it to action. And that's the hard part, is literally getting everything that you've written, your ideas, your thoughts, everything down into paper and then getting it into action format. That is the difficult part. So I'm here to tell you that part's not easy. However, it can be done. A lot of us have had children. And when that baby comes on down and it feels like, oh, holy, I don't know what is happening. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's whatever. You made it over the hump. I'm sorry, Christine. You made it over the hump. And she prorated. I forgot she ain't been through this yet. Christine, you need to stop being on my portions of the conversation. I'm sorry, boo. Peace be still. Peace be still. I'm sorry. But guess what? Did you hear me say you made it through? And then you forgot about it. And literally a lot of us have done it again. I remember having my second child, having a conversation with my husband in the delivery room saying, why'd you let me do this again? Why? I remember that. Like, why am I here? What am I doing? And guess what? I did it again. I have 3. I did it again. Because each time I did it, and if you have multiples, each time you do it better. You did it better than like you remember. Don't negate those things, or don't pay attention to those. Don't lose those little things. Remember, I told you if that cake ain't got no sugar, no flour, no egg, it's a nasty cake. So that little ingredient is needed. It's needed. So that fall that you had was needed to teach you. If you have a team right now that sucks, I'm going to say it like that because we need to be able to laugh about it instead of just being, if your team suck, you know now what you don't want, don't you? Even if you're talking to somebody and they sound like, say for instance, her name is Suckita. And then she sound like Suckita. You don't even want to talk to Suckita because you know, oh, I've been here before. Girl, get off my phone. It's beauty in that too. It's beauty in knowing what you don't want, as well as knowing what you do. So today I'm ending with be intentional. Be intentional about all this, your time, your proximity, your brand, who you talk to, how you look, what you're doing for the day. Be very intentional of that every single day. Not just when you feel like it. Because brands do not get built on days that you feel like it. Because guess what? After the honeymoon phase is in the beginning. It's real good. When you come on in, using a couple of these products, you drinking some coffee, you're around these amazing women every morning. This sexy. And then you get sick of seeing these same faces. You tired of customers calling you. You just need a break. You trying to figure out where this rank is going to go. See, those are the things that you still have to work the day that the coffee was great. The day that the wrap was working real good. And now you ate a few more cheeseburgers and you probably need to wrap everything. You need about 2-3 wraps on this belly now. Because I'm telling you, because we've all been there. It's not just you. But if you isolate yourself and put yourself off by yourself, and you don't talk to other people, and you don't understand that this is literally just part of the process, you'll go nuts. And then you'll be in that 2-year mark out of the business, or that 5-year mark, and now you've quit. Not realizing you were doing the work to get to the 10, where literally, and it don't get easy. People think once you get on the, like me in 20 years, oh, I don't have no stresses. Everything just come real easy. Oh, it get harder. It gets harder. You know how your kids are saying, I can't wait till I'm 18. Baby, stay young as long as you can. Because remember when everybody wanted to see the bill with their name on it, and now you would pay somebody to stop it? Like, don't put my name on. You are almost even frustrated when you go up to the counter and they want your email address. You don't want nobody sending you nothing else. But once upon a time, you wanted your name on everything. So I'm letting you know, it never gets to the point. Somebody made a comment to me one time. I can't wait till my business gets to the point where it does everything for itself. Hey, man, that is the lottery. There's no business that gets to the point where it runs itself without anything. None. Because even if you get to the point where now maybe you are the CEO of the business and you have employees, you still need a manager to manage it. It always needs something to keep it going. It never is just going to go without any work. So I want you to understand that coming through the door, understanding that's not how it is. The same things that it took. Think about your husband. Remember he took you on a date? You got all cute, right? Imagine if now he got you and he ain't going to do it no more. How many of y'all sticking around? How many of y'all expect that marriage to work? Remember when he used to talk nice? Now you done got on your neck. You done lost 50 pounds. You got on your whole two-piece. And he walked by. Same thing it took to get you is the same thing it's going to take to keep you. It's the same way in business. The same things you did to get it are the same things you're going to need to do to sustain it. And then to grow it is going to take some new things on top of some old things to get it to do what you need it to do. So I'm here to keep it real with you. The reason why for the last 2 days I have given so much into these last two is because tomorrow I have made a decision to not do this in the morning. However, that's because I'm traveling to Colorado. I will see some of you all in the Diamond Retreat tomorrow. I get to meet some people. Yeah. However, tonight at 9 p.m., I'm doing an exclusive for people who are trying to be a part of my team. I'm doing an exclusive webinar for them tonight. And then in the morning time, I'm being intentional about doing a lot of drops and videos down my wall of a day in the life of me as an entrepreneur. What that looks like. I want people to see me getting on the plane, hey, this is how I do my planner. I'm literally running my own little reality show tomorrow morning. So I was like, let me go give. Let me go do this webinar tonight. And then tomorrow is on before I get on that plane. Then I want to show them the house. Like literally, I'm doing a story. I decided that would work well with this I have a TV show that has reached out to me now and also a radio show that has reached out to me. So I need to be intentional about making sure that they understand they made a phenomenal choice and be everywhere. So now game on. Game on. So I'm going to unmute here. I'm going to turn it on off. So I'll see everybody back here. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do Monday either. Because don't we travel on Monday? I got to see when my plane is back. So yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to do anything. I'm sure we're going to be working while we're in the Diamond Retreat. And as we're working, I'm sure I'm going to have virtual offices and power hours because we still have a business to run. And I'm going to talk to you about, I still got a business to run. Regardless of what I'm doing, I have a business to run. It won't get ran if I don't run it.